Um, and okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstentions? I think I want to stop here for a minute because I think that only committee members
John
are.
Moss is on. That
He's
was
on?
John
Okay,
Moss.
good.
Mhm.
Okay, good. So it should only be committee members who are voting on motions for these committee meetings. So let's get right into our information items, and we're starting with, I think, a really positive one. We'll now hear from Ms. Southerington and Ms. Esposito with a video highlighting the volunteer services team. This is kind of our mission moment for HR, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Thanks, John. Just to reiterate, we would like to take a moment to recognize the HR team. This month, we are highlighting the volunteer services team. So I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer Esposito. Sorry, Jennifer Esposito, to provide that update and show us a great video of the great work.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. As Deb shared, we'd like to briefly spotlight volunteer services within the human resources team. The volunteer services function joined the HR team in May of last year. And I see the slide is coming up. I'll pause for a second. Volunteer services joined HR in May of last year. We do have one employee who serves as the manager of volunteer services, and she really is the coordination of everything related to volunteer services. The primary function for this area is to engage with individuals and with community organizations to enrich the patient experience at Metro Health. Similar to new hires, and volunteers must go through the background checks and health screenings, as well as complete orientation with our manager as well as with any of the departments where they volunteer. At present, we have about 410 active volunteers. And of those 410, about 135 are students from colleges and universities in our region. In 2025, our volunteers provided approximately 10,000 hours of service to Metro Health. And as you can see there, we have about 20 different volunteer opportunities. The time commitment for each of the different opportunities does vary. I'm not going to go through all of these in great detail just for the sake of time, but this just provides kind of a summary of the different areas. I'll highlight just a couple. The patient safety rounders really focus on ensuring that patients have access to and understand how to use items while they are here at Metro Health. That may include the call button or how to activate bed alarms, how to order their meals, and then just to ensure that appropriate items are within patient reach. The next one, NICU, Child Life, as well as the NICU infant comforters. That is probably one of our most popular volunteer opportunities. We often have a full slate of volunteers where we aren't able to accept anymore. That is specifically where volunteers hold infants in our NICU. We do also partner with the county library for that literacy program to help new parents ensure that their child receives their first library card. As I said, for the sake of time, I won't go through all of the other options, but volunteers really do play an integral part supporting both our patients as well as our caregivers in different departments, and some of them providing just a variety of different levels of support. The last area, though, I do want to highlight, excuse me, is the Loving Pause program. That has been here since 2020 and has definitely grown over the past approximately 4 years. So the Loving Pause program it's made up of therapy dogs, trained therapy dogs, who provide emotional and psychological support to patients and their families. However, our employees also receive much support from the Loving Pause team. We now have 35 Loving Pause pups, and that, as I said, has grown steadily over the past 4 years. In 2025, our Loving Pause program averaged 6 to 8 visits across our four main locations and logged close to 1,000 hours of service and support to patients, their families, and caregivers. And on average, when a Loving Pause therapy dog comes on site, they engage with approximately 50 people per visit. Along the bottom of the slide, you see some of our trading cards. So we do have trading cards to promote these four-legged volunteers, and it really has been a hit both for our patients and for our employees. Many of our Loving Paws pups also volunteer in other settings, including schools, nursing homes, and at other public speaking events as well. And they also participate in our annual pediatric Halloween parade. So along the right-hand side of the slide, you see a couple pictures where the dogs are dressed up along with some of our patients, pediatric patients as well. And they also will be present during our visit from Santa to the pediatric unit coming up next week as well. So again, just giving kind of a high-level overview of volunteer services. On the next slide is a very brief video that provides a snapshot of a visit by several of our Loving Paws pups and illustrates the positive experience they bring to all with whom they visit. And if we can play the, there we go.
Let's go see some peeps.
Okay, let's go.
Here we go. Here we go. See better. Here we go.
That's a nice surprise. I'll take that.
Today you had Guinness, who's 2 years old, and he is a black lab. And Jazz, he's a standard poodle. There's no doodle in that guy. He's all poodle.
His name is Jazz, like the music. All that jazz.
Look at you.
And this is Rosie. She's a 4-year-old Great Pyrenees. She's been a therapy dog since she was a year old.
It can almost reach your nose. Soft doggy, yes.
They can feel the person's pain, and they can really understand what's going on. We'll see sometimes that they'll just lean into the person, and they just want to get them to calm down.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for petting him. He loved it.
Now, anytime you come in the building, everybody's screaming, "Oh, here's Rosie," and "Here's Guinness." So it's exciting that they get to remember who the dogs are and that we made an impression.
So thank you for giving me the opportunity to share a little bit about volunteer services. It's just an absolutely wonderful program.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Sure.
All right, we're going to move forward with some workforce updates. Next slide, please.
I don't know, Deb, it's always hard to follow puppies in,
I know.
on an agenda, but just dive right into it.
All right, you've all seen this slide before. We've been monitoring closely our FTEs, and our efforts to control labor costs are really paying off. So this chart is going to show you the downward trend. Back in April, earlier this year, is really when we began taking the proactive approach to control the costs, control our labor costs. And at that time, we took a look at all of our open roles. You might remember we put a quick little hiring freeze on for our administrative roles so we could really get a handle on what was priority. And then you'll see the dip come down a little farther in July. That's when we did the reduction in the force of about 120 administrative FTEs. And then since then, we've really been trending down with 11/22, the last pay period that we reported on here, where we're at 8,078.5 FTEs. So really the efforts of our position control committee is paying off. We do review every position that gets posted and filled. We have committee meetings twice a week. Now we're down to once a week, which is great news. And we're way below, significantly, I would say, below budget. You can see the total budgeted FTEs for 2026 are coming in at 8,317. So we're starting off the year strong.
I see Dr. Walker has a question.
Yes, to what you just said. So are we still planning to go up to 83, or are we going, or what is the goal, or to stay at 81, or yeah?
Yeah, I mean, so I think the goal is going to be to try to maintain right at this 8,078. The budget does allow for us to go up to the 8,300 FTEs, but really just trying to maintain consistency. You see, probably since September, we've been between about 81 and 8,000. So if we could stay within that range, I think we'll be in a good position.
Thank you.
Next slide, please. I think this is another good story to tell, our hires versus terms year to date. For 2025, we have seen a net decrease of 23.9 FTEs. This came down a little bit from our report out in October. We were still trending at about increase of about 51.2 FTEs. So what really spoke to me on this slide was the October timeframe. We really wanted to dig in to try to understand why we saw the spike in terms and why we saw the decrease. About that, but I will keep talking. The decrease in FTE hires. What we think. Can you all still hear me?
I can still hear
Yes.
you. Picture's gone, but we can hear you.
But I can hear you. So just give me a minute here. I'll just talk into the black screen and then I'll get my slides figured out here, my computer. Okay, so we think that the decrease, well, what the data was showing us is the decrease in the hires is likely as a result of our consolidation efforts. And so what we did is we shifted employees into vacant roles instead of bringing new hires in from the outside, if you will. And then our 103.6 resignations or terminations, if you will, we didn't really see any hot spots. We continue to monitor turnover in our departments. And so there wasn't really anything in the data that said, we better check this out. We'll just continue to do the good work of working with our leaders on retention strategies. So good, another good story to tell. So Jen, if you mind taking over the next slide for me while I get my computer working.
Certainly. So just to report out on our progress toward one of the system goals, first year turnover, reducing the turnover rate within an employee's first year of employment. So our baseline was based on 2024 data. We were at 44%. 44% of our turnover was from individuals or employees who were within their first year of employment. Our target for 2025 was 42%. We are actually trending much better. Year to date, we are running at 35%. So more positively performing than what we had originally anticipated. And that is through November. We will measure the final goal on January 15th and report out at the next HR and Comp Committee meeting at that time.
Thank you. Thanks, Jen. Can you see me now?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Any questions on the slide?
I don't think so.
Okay, great. We'll continue on. Thank you, Jennifer, for pitching in. Another one of our 2025 goals was the employee engagement survey. If you want to go ahead and flip to the next slide, I'm going to give a quick little update on where we are. So you can see our baseline for 2025 was 78.6%. That was the participation rate in 2024. You can see that we came in a little short this year of that goal. We came in at about 76%, about 3 percentage points down from last year. So the vendor that we've been working with, Perceptics, we've worked with them. This will be our 5th year. Survey period that we launched was in October 14th. We closed the survey on November 7th. And our survey questions are a similar 49 core questions that we've asked in the past. This year, we just added one new question. Next slide, please. I'm going to go quickly through this. I'm not going to read the categories, but again, these are the core categories that we survey on. And then below, you'll see the agreement response options. So 5 is strongly agree and 1 is strongly disagree. Next slide, please. So what's next? We are going to celebrate participation. Dr. Alexander challenged leaders this year to hit our 81% rate of participation, and those leaders that hit it are going to get a nice little sweet treat from Dr. Alexander. We're going to be distributing a candy bar that has a thank you message on it from Dr. Alexander. So that's going to be distributed to our team members in the coming weeks. We will continue to review results Dr. Alexander and some of the core team members got a little preview of the results yesterday. We'll continue to review those results, and then we will do some action planning on those moving forward. So next slide, please. High level timeline of activities. In January, we will roll the results out to our ELT team members. And then from there, we'll roll it down to managers, and we will expect action planning to be done by our leaders in March of 2026. Our HR business partners will support with that process, and we will look to make sure that our leaders are addressing those areas of opportunity.
Deb, as part of that timeline in January, is there a time period when you'll share this with the board or this committee?
Sure. Yeah, we can share it with the committee.
Okay, great.
Absolutely.
Great. Anybody have any questions about this? Seeing none, I think we can move on. We're now going to move into executive session to discuss hospital trade secrets as defined by ORC 133.61 and to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or the investigation of charges or complaints against a public official, and to conference with the public body's attorneys to discuss disputes involving the public body that are the subject of pending or imminent court action as defined by ORC 121.22 parentheses G. Do I have a motion to recess into executive session, discuss these matters? And remember, this is only for members of the committee to vote on whether or not we go into executive session. So do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
So, second,
The second, I'll now
John.
call the roll. John Moss,
Yes.
Dr. Walker,
Yes.
John Corlett votes yes. I'd ask the public to step out. I'll confirm, we want to confirm that we've
Give me
turned
a
off our mute.
second, Mr.
Yep.
Corlett.
Okay.
Thank you.
Tamika's going to help us manage this.
I'm sorry. It's gonna take a minute.
Okay, John, we are back in public session.
Thank you, Tamika. We're now back in public session. With there being no further business to come before this committee, this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope everybody has a happy holidays.
Same to you. Good job,
Thanks.
Chairman.
Thanks.
That was pretty efficient. Good